Now, obviously, if you could pick a place to be on a snow day like today, it would probably be out of town and somewhere warm. And the worst place to be today, stuck at an airport trying to get out of Dodge to get to those warmer climates. So let's see how LaGuardia fared today. Here's FiOS 1's Amanda Van Allen.
Earlier today, LaGuardia looked more like a desert than an airport, but now more passengers are starting to make their way in, hoping that their flight might still make it out today.
Right now it's on time. The flight in 4 hours at 12:59 is still saying on time. So hopefully it'll be easy peasy and that's it.
There have been hundreds of flight cancellations since this morning, and many passengers decided to stay home. But the number that are trying their luck at LaGuardia has been increasing all day. Take a look at this American Airlines flight status board. More flights seem to be on time than canceled, and that definitely wasn't the case this morning. And this turn of events is giving some passengers hope.
Our flight is the only flight scheduled to go out, but we don't know whether it is or not. So we're just sitting here waiting and hoping.
Although foot traffic is starting to pick up in here, it's still far from a typical day at one of the busiest airports in the country. Lines to check in are practically empty, and getting through security right now would be a breeze. The only place where there are signs of life is in the food court, but it's mostly filled with employees and a few optimistic passengers. Now, because there were so many cancellations today, this might affect flights throughout the weekend. As usual, the New York and New Jersey Port Authority is urging passengers to check with their carriers first. At LaGuardia Airport, I'm Amanda Van Allen for FiOS 1 News.
All right, Amanda. Now, for people who are stuck in town, obviously the only thing we do is just ride the storm out at this point. And with a slight break in the snow here, some people, they're actually venturing out to gear up for round 2, which is coming later on tonight. And to get a sense of what's going on there, let's go over to Perth Amboy in New Jersey, where FiOS 1 News' Raven Santana joins us. Raven?
Yeah, that's right, Rich. I'm live here at Convery Plaza, a shopping center here in Perth Amboy, where residents are grabbing last-minute items before round 2 approaches this evening. And although the storm is over for now, it has left a messy mix of snow, ice, and slush, which is creating havoc for residents who were literally snowed in and say they're over it.
It's been a messy day for the tri-state area.
Too treacherous to come outside, but it's the calm again before the next storm.
Residents here in Perth Amboy are bracing for round 2 tonight as Mother Nature is set to dump more snow and ice this evening. Most are sick of it.
It's a little overwhelming, tired of it. You know, I feel like I'm not in New Jersey no more, but, you know, can't wait till it ends.
Kind of like we're in Alaska, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just difficult out here right now walking in this. Like, we have to walk. You know, cabs are running, the buses are crazy, so it's difficult out here.
What do you think about this weather?
I think it's bad. It's February, it's Valentine's Day tomorrow, and we're having a snowstorm on Valentine's Day. That's the first. So that's something I'm not used to.
Yeah, again, and we are anticipating that storm later this evening, and it could ruin Valentine's Day plans. The lovebirds may have to stay in tomorrow night as well. But the good news is here drivers have been easily moving in and out. I'm going to move out the shot so you can take a look at this parking lot. The blacktop is clearly visible. The Department of Public Works has been doing a pretty good job as a lot of the snow has been removed, but they are encouraging residents to stay off the street, stay off the side streets, so they can do their job and plow any snow that is still visible here. And if you don't need to drive, they say don't. That's the latest here, live in Perth Amboy. Raven Santana, back to you, Rich.
Well, first of all, Raven, very nice hat. And secondly, I heard your earlier conversation with some of the folks at the DPW, and they were concerned because there were some shortages, and they had to mix sand and salt. Are they worried with round 2 coming later on tonight and the storm season not over yet, that this is a concern here, not just for Perth Amboy, but cities like it?
Yeah, they are very concerned. Again, there's just 100 tons of pure salt, and they combine that sand and salt to see if they could spread that and stretch it as long as possible. They said if this snow does come through as expected, and it is an ice storm, it will be run out through the night. And so that is just a major concern, and they're already thinking about a plan B, possibly having to just spread sand at one point tonight.
All right. Well, we'll obviously keep following that. Raven, thank you so much. Now, obviously, the suggestions to as many people that could to stay home, it seemed a lot of people heeded the warnings and did just that. But then there were the people who just had to get to work today no matter what. Weather conditions be damned. Now, Fires 1 News' Jody Goldberg, she went to work with them here and followed them along in Williston Park on the island. And Jody joins us now.
The snow on Thursday morning came fast and furious, but despite that, owner Ron Dowdy of Williston Plumbing and Heating still had to show up for work.
It's important for our customers. If they have an emergency and if they have no heat, they need someone to take care of it.
We've dealt with our fair share of severe winter weather, but Thursday's storm was a bona fide nor'easter, filled with snow, sleet, and freezing rain. And even with all of the above, Nick Gazarian was clearing the roads around his Albertson BP gas station.
Once this all stops, people are going to run out to get fuel and food or whatever. So we got to keep the place going.
This latest bout of snow was on the heavy wet side, which happens to be 72-year-old Arlindu Kunha's favorite kind. Not only did he clear his driveway, but also his neighbor's sidewalk.
I enjoy cleaning snow. I enjoy.
Ann Forte, who is a chiropractor, uses her trusty snowblower instead of trying to shovel the old-fashioned way.
You must use your legs. Don't use your arms and your upper back. You have to bend like you're squatting and move the snow with your legs. They're the biggest muscle in your body, and you'll prevent yourself from getting really injured.
And to that end, Ann hopes to stay open to treat those with the aches and pains from this particularly brutal winter we've been having. And so even though this nor'easter walloped us on a weekday, at least it didn't hit us on Valentine's Day, which is good news for Scabiosa Floral Design, who says it would have posed a bit of a challenge.
Better today than tomorrow. Thank goodness. Hopefully we'll have all the deliveries out on time.
And on the bright side, 5 weeks until spring and counting. For RFL, I'm Jody Goldberg in Williston Park, FiOS 1 News.
Well, let's stay out on the island, and we're very pleased to bring in our guest here, the Nassau County Executive, certainly somebody who's been very busy today, Republican Ed Mangano. Mr. Mangano, thank you very much. I know it's a busy day. I appreciate a couple minutes.
Sure, my pleasure.
Well, first off, we looked at the projections here, and you guys knew you were going to get banged, but some of the accumulations even more than a lot of people projected, right?
No doubt, no doubt. This was a challenging storm, and now we're, getting ready for round 2, that they project some additional snow this evening. So it has been a challenge for our snow operators, but they're doing a great job out there. We've kept our county roads passable, and you have to stay tuned to the media to see where this second wave comes and what intensity.
And is the bigger concern right now not just the roads here, but you're going to have stronger winds tonight, and with some of the precipitation that might freeze, we've been spared huge outages, but I would imagine that's probably the biggest worry for you right now, right?
Yeah, that is a concern. PSE&G's, we spoke with them. They're very concerned about the accumulation on the wires, the heavy snow turning to ice could lead to power outages, so it's something that, obviously we're monitoring that as well.
We spoke to some officials today in different parts of our region, and there's been shortfalls in both sand as well as salt, and in some cases they've had to mix the two because of those shortages, and we've also heard budget concerns in other communities as well. Have you dealt with some of those same challenges in Nassau?
We have not had an issue, but this storm should most likely deplete our 2014 storm budget, so we'll be moving some money around into that for future storms. However, we do have an ample supply of salt and sand, but we'll likely stock up some more next week. Look, these were a challenging 2014 with the number of storms, the intensity, the different complexion of each storm have created a great demand on manpower, obviously fuel, and of course the salt and sand and the brining that we use.
Listen, I've heard nothing but good reports on how things have been handled out in Nassau today. This is the 6th storm I think we've had this season. What, if anything, have been lessons learned here that you've done different this time than maybe some of the original storms here? God knows we've had enough practice.
Yeah, well, we brine our roads now, which raises the temperature about 15 degrees, and that's something that's been working very, very well. especially in the storms that have hit when the temperatures were in the teens. So we've added that. We've also added state-of-the-art technology where we know exactly where all our plows are, how fast they're going, whether the plow's up and down, whether the sander and salt is on or off, and that's helped us greatly with efficiency.
Last thing, Ed, and I'll let you go. For the folks worrying, trying to figure out tomorrow, do you expect here that the rails and the road should be in pretty good shape for the morning commute? And do you have any idea from some of the school superintendents what they're thinking about tomorrow? Do you think we'll have delays, even closures?
I would encourage our residents to stay in touch with the media because obviously we're waiting to see when this storm hits. You know, obviously if it hits at 8, 9, 10 o'clock tonight and tapers off by 2, 3, or 4 in the morning, we'll have the roads all cleaned up for you by the rush hour, the morning commute. If it delays and goes into the morning commute, then it could be another messy day like today was, and you need to really stay in contact with the media. And I believe the school districts, although they make individual school district by district decisions here, they're likely monitoring this next wave of storm before they make a decision.
Well, Mr. Mangano, I know you got a busy night ahead of you. I appreciate a few minutes. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Okay, everybody. In Nassau and in the vast majority of our region that were going to bear the brunt of the storm today, they kept kids home from school and also made other accommodations. Not so much in New York City. When we come back after this commercial break, we're going to be telling you not just about that decision, but some of the fallout from it as well. Stay with us.